For some of us, we like to intellectually speculate about things, but that's okay. Just rest. And all the points of view are equal. It isn't that the intellectual speculators have the inside scoop on anything, or that the emoters do, or anyone else. Whatever your circumstantial points of view are, that's what they are. But you see, the points of view that appear, they're not related to anyone, because that's a point of view too. So there's just the all-encompassing pure view of awareness in which all points of view are equal. We rarely have the point of view of being somebody. It's not like we're sitting around all day, just absolutely certain that we are somebody. When we rest, we just naturally let go of any kind of fixed identity we believed we've had, without thinking about it or without trying to do anything. And then all the points of view, no matter how subtle, just loosen up. We no longer need to feel that we depend on so much to be. We don't depend on anything to be. We don't depend on our bodies to be. We don't depend on our minds to be. We don't depend on our opinions to be. We don't depend on our heartbeat to be. We don't depend on our breath in order to be. We don't depend on our life to be. We don't depend on our birth or our death to be either. We don't depend on food to be. We don't depend on money to be. We don't depend on relationships to be, including our relationship with this form to be. We don't depend on the planet Earth to be, regardless of whether Earth is or not. Beingness is. So you see all these points of view. We can think about them forever and come up with all kinds of opinions about them. But unless we just rest absolutely as the essence of everything, we won't understand the true nature of phenomena. Whatever it is that appears, we're not dependent on it. It's so amazing, because the more we relax, no matter what we're up to, then the more the natural joy, the manifest joy that's at the essence of everything becomes apparent. There's just a lightness to being and a kindness to being that's absolutely evident. Now, it doesn't have to be that way for everyone, but it's very likely you'll smile more and not be so hard on yourself or others. So, but there's no great mystery or esoteric nature to anything. The mystification of the reality of our being is just something that's come about through developing philosophical systems about what is actually totally simple. So when the nature of being becomes so marginalized that almost no one can understand it, and there are only a few who seemingly understand it, then it's time to strip everything naked and get back to basics. The beauty of everything as it is that it is so simple. It really is so very simple. And I used this word earlier, benevolent, the entirely beneficial or wholly positive ground of being. So there's no way to talk about anything or describe anything that is finite and definitive in and of itself. Do you see what I'm saying? Because who we are is entirely indescribable. So these dissociated ways of talking about things are completely unnecessary. Like to start out by saying there is no experiencer, there is no doer, I am unborn, or all is unborn, or all is this, or all is that. These are completely unnecessary. If you begin resting and you feel yourself to be experiencing rest, that whole idea of someone experiencing rest will naturally slip away without any need to think about it or put it into harsh categories of language that split off people from the reality of being. See, there's no need to take up a position anywhere, either in that things exist or they don't exist, or this way is right and that way is wrong, or any of that. Just relax into the essence of your own being, and all is revealed exactly as it is. 1 minute you may use the term unmanifest or infinite, the next minute of finite and resolute. It really doesn't matter. There's no need to describe anything as anything that is fixed, definite, and real forever from this moment forward. In the natural equalness of everything as it is, there's just a perfect wisdom. But, even the term equalness is just another label. So, these things that we experience so definitively as the reality of what we are, they can be described as equalness or the non-dual expanse or whatever it is, but none of those is needed as any kind of linguistic support. No support whatsoever is needed for that which has never had a support and is the meta structure of everything. When we just look at everything as it is with simple human perception, we can see that there is a natural order to everything. Even the chaos and confusion, there's a completely natural order to everything, no matter what it is. And that natural order of everything that is completely at ease is the ease of our own being. There's never been anything separate from that. And if we experience it as a finite something, or we experience it as an infinite nothing, it's all an expanse that is equal and even. No description about reality is either right or wrong.